Welcome to Inside the Firm, a podcast dedicated to small business owners and hosted by entrepreneurs, Alex Gore and Lance Cayko. Each week, they take you on their journey of how to start, run, and grow a business by bringing you inside their architecture and real estate development firm. Get a behind-the-scenes tour of how these business leaders manage their clients and foster company culture while creating new and innovative projects. And now your hosts, Alex Gore and Lance Cayko.
Welcome to another episode of Inside the Firm. I'm here with Lance Legs Cayko. I'm Al Cavs Gore, trying to develop the quads. You know what? It's constant improvement.
Yeah.
It's constant improvement. Yep. You got to test yourself to realize where you're at, and then you improve. I was going to read, and we were going to try this because we think it's real value, and this will be the third read where we said, reach out to me at akg@f9productions.com. Lance and I will review your website, and the suggestions that we give, the top 3, will improve your visibility, improve people coming to you, improve your close rate so that you can get more money, more reward by doing the work that you know that you're good at. Email me at akg@f9productions.com. But I'm not going to do that read. I'm not going to say those things, Lance.
Oh, I thought you were.
Nope. Not going to do it.
Okay.
Might even quit it because no one's even, it's all right. What I'm going to do, based on what I said, is we just got an email from one of our builders who is a great builder. And he just said, thank you guys for being awesome. There was another guy that we know that reached out and said the same thing. Like, I didn't realize how awesome you guys were. And this builder, what he said, he sent us a plan that he's going to build. And what did you say? You'd lose your...
I'd blow my brains out.
Blow my brains out. I wanted to say, Brian, I'm praying for you.
I'd blow this punum right off my shoulders.
Yep. And
that's a callback for you old head listeners.
They had different graphic view standards per level. One was the upper level was all the walls were black. The lower level, they were, like pochade in their different things. They had elevation views with no elevation levels. You know the title, the tags? They were in the elevations. There was material call-outs randomly all over the place. Just trash. Mm-hmm. And since I didn't do that other read that I said I wouldn't do, what I want to tell you is if you are somewhat insecure about your modeling and about your drawings, you know who you are. You need to go to revitrocketship.com. You need to up your game for the whole profession. You need to gain more confidence by knowing to model how it gets built using our template and our systems so that you can have that mindset when you go to the client that you are actually the best option for them. Mm-hmm. And you can know that you are not making our profession look bad by you being shitty. And now, reading this, I'm thinking people will think they're not shitty and they won't go do this. Well, if you just have a hint that you could be better, that maybe you did some lunges and maybe your legs were sore for 2 days and you're like, I'm going to go hiking in 4 months, and lunges with a 20-pound weight and then some squats with an additional 30-pound weight killed you.
Huh.
And you're like, I've walked before. I'm decent. I'm in shape.
I think Al's just fine. I'm just curious though. Like I'm back to like the you got me really. So like I want to test it just to maybe just to reassure you because I think what should happen is on a Wednesday I'll just walk over with my vest because it's just me and you here at the office.
Yeah.
And then you just coach me through your little exercise you did. And then on Thursday when I wake up, then we'll decide like, is it really Al? Is it not Al? I feel like he's being a little hard on himself.
Do you have a kettlebell?
No.
I'll bring it Wednesday, but text. We'll do this.
We'll try to remember.
This will be yeah.
I mean, we got heavy stuff.
We'll figure it out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we'll report back to you.
Yeah. There you go.
So don't email me at akg@f9productions.com to get your website reviewed. There's a small fee for it, but it's definitely 10 times worth it. And do go to revitrocketship.com.
Yeah, you were a rocket ship. You know, the other reason why I did, we are doing an architectural survey for another high-end residential firm here in Colorado, who's become some of our besties. It's a really good relationship we have with them. Anyway, they're still using AutoCAD. So because I was thinking this the other day, I was like, is Revit rocket ship still relevant? Apparently. Oh my gosh, apparently people still need it.
Yeah. But I even go back to our best friend Nick Renard out of Florida, who's been using Revit, great architect, does really good houses. And then probably the way time flies is probably 7 years ago. He was like, oh, I did Revit rocket ship. And he's like, this is the way I'm modeling. This is the way I'm doing it.
Yeah.
This is way better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That guy's a stud. Alrighty, what do I got? I suppose my read, huh? What was my read? If you need to level, you know what? Even though this economy seems to be waking up a little bit, because we're gonna get into it. Actually, I'm gonna put this in there to talk about the ABI. We have new ABI information from the American Institute of Architects. Earnings are finally approaching growth, but they're not quite there yet. So you can never be too safe. And if you don't want to be too sorry in an architecture firm, because this is tough. This is a tough business. AI is taking over your jobs and all the other stuff. So you need to make sure that you extend your longevity of your firm. Go to architectsguide2.com. Learn how to become a builder so you can make those architecture projects cash flow much longer, much better. Go to architectsguide2.com today.
Yep.
Home. You've got an article here.
Yeah.
I'm excited
Home
about it.
remodeling profit margins jump on demand and business practices. I actually think this is yours, but
this is mine. So here you go. Here's the good news. Profitability for residential remodels reached its highest level in nearly 30 years in 2024.
nice.
That is wild, dude.
Because AI can't do it.
AI can't do it. This is what I'm saying. In 2024, the net average profit margin for remodels was 6.3%, the highest since 1996, and up sharply from a 3% average net profit margin in 2011. So huge news. We are doing that's literally what I am doing right now. If you count, I would say like a restaurant in Loveland, that's a remodel technically. We're taking a 6,000 square foot commercial building. It was a pawn shop on Main Street in Longmont, turning it into 4 tenant improvement projects, which is we are remodeling it. I just finished a giant residential remodel in the foothills of Boulder.
Yep.
And we're slated to do another one in Estes Park. So that's the reason I'm bringing that up is like, don't overlook those remodels. I think if you lean into it, I was sitting in a CEO roundtable. I wonder if I'll get invited this year. They haven't said anything yet. With all the kind of bigwigs in Boulder County and Northern Colorado, architects, engineers, contractors, anybody who's anybody. And one of the folks, they really don't like, there are another architecture firm, they really don't like remodels. And I'm like, why? Like, I think who cares? Are they paying the bills? They could be cool.
Is it because they're hard?
They want just new houses.
Yeah.
Everybody wants a new house, right? Like, yes, if I could only just do new houses on acreage.
Yeah.
Not in Boulder County.
Yes.
Right? Like, I don't even know actually where. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Just anywhere matters. So, like, it doesn't matter if it's not Boulder County, but those are the best projects. You can't have them all the time. That's all. I just wanted to talk about, like, don't sleep on these remodels.
We're doing one in Boulder right now.
Al's doing one in Boulder.
Client's nice. Yeah, it's difficult.
Because you're working with all these constraints of like the existing thing. Sure.
And I think here's the difference. Remodels are fine when the client is rational and reasonable. Because basically we're trying to get this ADU to fit. And there's all these rules about bulk plane, solar shade analysis, all this other stuff. And when we add that in, it kills their upper deck. And all of a sudden, like, you're paying money for this upper deck. You have this, like, very squat ADU. And they said, like, okay, what if they have a flex room on the main floor? Let's kill the ADU on top, essentially kill the deck on top, expand the flex room in 2 different dimensions. And that flex room then will also be the flex room for the cousins that come over with the kids and all that stuff. And then the flex room becomes their little ADU for that month.
One thing, if you finish this episode and you're like, you know what, I'm going to focus on remodels, commercial and or residential, because I just described both. There's a rule of thumb, I think, for anybody who's a rookie in this space, and that is, I wish somebody would have told me with confidence, hey, if you're going to demolish more than 30%, just tear it down. Seriously. Like, have that tough discussion with that owner you're working for. Hey, I think we want to maybe just consider tearing this whole thing down. Like, we're not going to save money trying to cobble this together if we're affecting more than 30% of the structure.
Yep. And I'll do a caveat, because there's always nuances to everything.
Now, that's my take.
It's correct. But I was meeting with this other client in Boulder. We're doing another addition remodel. This is Marshall Road. You know what I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. And one of the first things he said to me is, everyone's coming and just telling me to demolish it, and we don't want to.
Okay, this is great.
Yep. So my brain, because that was my thought, right? And I go, well, because this will actually come full circle. If we're going to remodel and stuff like that and demolish and add new, why don't we keep this 2/3 of the house completely as it is? In the foundation wall, there's a foundation wall where we could put a wide flange, and we demolish this, and then we add on here. So, like, technically, we are adding and or demolishing 50%, but at a clear delineation point. And we get to save this whole part of the house. And they're like, yes, you.
Nice.
You know what I mean?
That's a good, yeah, exactly. If you can mark a clear delineation point, I really like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of like, especially if you can identify, like, on a building where you go, okay, this was clearly architected, this portion of the structure, and built by a professional, and then you go, yeah, and then this was like homeowner stuff where they just cobbled this little porch thing on. Let's just tear that off.
Yep.
Start that part over. Yeah. Okay, next one, Al. Now I think we're on to you. The U.S. is short 10 million houses. Holy cow, seriously.
And the White House report laid out a blueprint to fix that. One of the biggest things that I saw in here, and we already touched about it before, so we won't go too much into it. We've actually touched on this topic in a couple different ways. Here's a quote from the article. Meanwhile, the Iran war has driven up costs of buying homes. The average rate for 30-year mortgages jumped from just under 6% to 6.37%. So that's where we talked about, like, raising interest rates isn't going to solve the Iran war. The Iran war has to solve itself, right? And then also lower interest rates. Mm-hmm. But the other thing that I thought was very interesting, the analysts note that home prices have risen 82%, Lance, since the year 2000, while incomes are up just 12%.
What a gap.
A mismatch that has been masked by a period of historically low mortgage rates. Mm-hmm. So, like, that makes a lot of sense, because you wouldn't be able to afford it, the 82% increase, while income is just up 12%. But the mortgages mask that, which mean you took advantage of. Very grateful for that.
Yeah.
Right? The report says that various regulations on home constructions, which it calls the bureaucracy tax, add more than $100,000 in cost to building. We've went over this. It's completely true. My friend group, I was telling them about my high school friends, golf friends, right? About the A-frames.
Yeah.
And then we were talking, we're like, oh, this should be golf themed. You know, you have a little putt area. You have a golf simulator. And they were joking, but like it's actually not a bad idea.
It's not the worst idea.
Next to, there's famous places where people go golf. Like, oh, you would rent these out and you'd go golfing, and then you'd come back and you have your little
You come back from the bike ride. You got the family. You took your whole family out. You're like coming back to the A-frame complex that Alan Lance and F9 designed. Yeah. And the kids are still not worn out. And you just want some quiet time with the wife. So you're like, you get your little, and you guys go over to the mini golf course.
Yep.
We're locking you out. Go play a round of 9.
Yep.
All right? That's why I'm in. I'm all about it.
Yep. And me and a staff member were talking about how to orientate these. And he was going for like, oh, I want only private views, like out. I don't want to look over the common space. And I go, hey, that's good, but you have to think about different lifestyles. Me, when I want to relax, love my kids, hang out with my kids all the time.
All the time.
What I enjoy the most is when I can sit there, not do anything on a deck, and overlook them playing. And the best way to make them play, get them to play, is if there's other kids out there doing other nonsense.
Yeah.
So me, I would actually choose like, no, I'll overlook and I will just sit there. And the kids will run in. They don't even need anything when they have other kids. They just scream and run in circles. Like, I don't even know what they do, right? So like that one overlooking the center area is important. What I was getting at was to keep going, because one of my friends said, why can't they just build like small A-frames as houses and make a whole bunch of them?
Oh.
And
the roof is the house. The roof is the wall, just in case you didn't know.
We love it. We love it. And I went over like, okay, here's why. You have you have this bureaucratic tax. If you do a 2,200 square foot house, that tax of all these different fees and stuff is going to be $100,000. And you're spreading that over 2,200 square feet. It does get reduced slightly proportionally on building size. But let's say you do an A-frame, it's 1,000 square feet. You're now only paying, what, 75 or 80? But you reduced your square footage by, so like your cost per square foot go up, like it doesn't reduce it as much as you think it would be. It doesn't make it so that your fees and taxes are only $20K now. They're like $20K off the 100. So it's a problem.
I keep seeing a chart that was showing like housing prices where we're at the top and then we dip again and everything like that. And the graph that was that I saw on Twitter last night was it showed the early 2000s housing bubble, call it 2008, where that peak is. And then now it's showing where we're at now, and we are definitely like past the peak and we're starting to go back down again. But if you look at the 2008 top and look backwards on the chart and you trace where the bottom of it goes, the bottom of it only goes to the peak of where it peaked last time. So what I'm getting at is like, I'm not sure the trough here, the lower part of it, as real estate prices decline, because they just have to. They're just going to over the next, I'm convinced. And I think they're going to do it until 2030, actually. They're not going to lower past the peak in 2008. So that's something to think about.
And wait, are you going prices? Oh, yeah, no.
Like it will never go lower than 2008 again.
No.
That's what I'm saying. Like that was...
No.
So you might get a deal in the next 3-4 years. Sure, you might. Eventually, they're going to lower interest rates again. To the point where we can. They're like, maybe in that 3-4 range. You're only going to get a deal as good as the top of 2008. That's what I'm saying.
And here's my prediction: Allegorical Al is back for our
allegorical
segment.
Yep.
Iran thing will settle itself some way or another, hopefully within the next couple of weeks. Who knows? That's my prediction.
Yep.
Don't know how. New Fed person will get in. This summer, there will be a series of rate drops. And all of that both of those are good news. Trump will still stir up some craziness. So that good news will be masked by whatever craziness he decides to do in the future. But that bodes well for our whole profession. So I think that those things will happen.
There you go. Be optimistic. Try to be. Last one by Al here. Colorado politics, the future of Colorado condo development. Ooh, it's an opinion.
Yep.
Walk us through it, Al.
So I think we also touched on this before, but this is a good thing that everyone can advocate if it's going to happen in your state. And what Colorado did is that for new projects, they can sign up for this program where essentially you're doing what any good developer did anyways, which was you'd have third-party review, third-party inspections.
They review your drawings. They review your buildings.
Yep. And it's supposed to then limit what you can get sued for and how. And I hope there aren't any like little secret caveats that make it null and void. But this program is actually good because if you go through that program, not only did you have your building designed by a professional architect, not only was it reviewed by the city, and then there's city inspections, it was reviewed by a third party, and they look at the critical details, and they come and they inspect the critical details. And literally for the first 5 to 7 years, you should have no problems. And the thing is, you actually don't have problems. And we know this because we're in condos, and it's not when, it's if, right? These lawyers are suing when there's no actual problems. they're like allowed to sue. There's actually no problems. And we could sit there and argue like, is that the best detail? Should you do it differently? Blah, blah, blah. But isn't the proof in the pudding? Like, is there no problem though?
Yeah, they can open up a litigation without damages. So.
Yeah. So hopefully this will help fix it. It seems, it's so funny because like when you strip things down to your fundamentals, and if you were ever, people don't understand this, like, oh, why would you be able to sue when there's no problems? Exactly.
So
exactly.
But I just want to read this one thing.
Yes.
From the article, if condominium construction had maintained its early 2000s relationship to population growth, and then this is me in Colorado, the Front Range would have produced 80,000 additional condominium units since 2006. Instead, production collapsed to historic lows while rental housing surged. By 2025, attached rental units are expected to exceed condominium production by nearly 39 to 1.
Nearly. If you're going to say nearly, just say 40 to 1.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. Just say 40. It's a better number. At today's pace, it would take nearly 4 decades of condominium construction to equal 1 year of apartment production. The entry point to home ownership has vanished. Sad. Okay, our featured segment here is, let me read it. What do we got? AI workflows for architectural visualizations. I'm going to keep it short and sweet with this one, though.
Nice.
So I'm on, if you're watching on the YouTube, you'll see my screen. I have pulled up a company that builds in Aspen amazing stuff. Maley, M-A-L-E-Y, Building Corp. Just found them randomly the other day scrolling because one of our competitors liked their stuff because it was their house that they designed. So really cool stuff. But the video was extremely intriguing, so I'm going to play it here real quick. And so if you're on LinkedIn, you can just look up M-A-L-E-Y, Building Corp. If you're paused, I think it's important that you take a look at it. But basically, should I kill it?
The volume.
Let me kill the volume and start it again here. It's a time lapse going towards a super modern house in Aspen, and it goes from daytime to nighttime, and it looks incredible. It's so good. It's literally they have 20 followers, and that was their best post because I got a repost. So I was like, I text cameraman Bill and Al, and I said, hey, Bill, how do you think they made this? And Bill, God bless his autism, looks into he fed it into AI, and AI was like, well, first he asked Grok or ChatGPT, doesn't matter, how was this made? And it said, oh, or was this AI generated? And it goes, oh, yeah, this is definitely AI generated. I'm like, oh, good. I actually am happy about that, is what I said. I was like, oh, okay, good. So then I took the link, and I fed it into Grok, and I said, I want you to write me a prompt that will work that I can then use on the Imagine side of Grok. So if you have Grok and you have the Grok app, there's two sides to it. One is the Ask side, and one is the Imagine side. The Imagine side, you can feed in the still image, and it will create a animation for you. And I've got it pulled up here, so I'm giving you an insider peek into what just it shot out for me. So what I'm trying to say is, like, if you see content online, architectural content, graphics, any stuff like that, and you're like, how did they make it? Just feed it into AI and ask if it, first of all, did artificial intelligence create this? Yes or no? And if it says yes, great. Then you can reverse engineer the whole thing and then re-engineer it for your use. I have sent these clips, and I'm going to show you one of the finales here for everybody to kind of show you what it culminated in. But the workflow was, so that's the workflow so far. Then I got these awesome prompts. So like this one is, I'm not going to read the whole thing. You can look on the YouTube. And it spit out, it goes basically, create a smooth cinematic 8-second time-lapse video from the uploaded still photograph of the modern mountain home. Start in bright daylight with natural sunlight, blah, 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 blah. Very specific. And then even at the end, it goes, keep the camera perfectly static, locked, tripod shot, no panning, and then give us 8 seconds long, all of that. And then from there, I developed I'm scrolling now if you're watching, a bunch of different kinds of prompts. One for just interior for showers with no windows because it was getting a hiccup on the shower shot. It tried to create a window from like the niche, right? So you're having to correct it and all of that. But then what it ended up doing is I took all of our stills from Al's project level 1, fed it into Grok. It took me, people are asking, James Moody asked, because I sent him a video last night, how long did it take you? And I go, probably a day total. If you include my time, Al's time looking at it, Bill's time editing in Premiere, downloading all of the 8-second clips. So then we took all the 8-second clips, and then Bill put together this awesome montage. So there you go. You got an insider peek into like one of our workflows. But like, copy us or don't, I don't care. There was a post on LinkedIn the other day that I saw that it was really good, and it was like, why do you share all of your insider's secrets? Because I know 99% of people aren't going to do it.
Someone said that?
Yeah. No, not to me directly.
Oh, to someone else. To someone else.
Just publicly.
Yeah.
And I thought, that's right. Like, I'm not sure that 99% of the people are actually going to do all the things, you know. I mean,
have us review their website, level up their
PayPal. Yeah, exactly. Come on. Proof's in the pudding here. Everybody's got their own style. Anyway, I just wanted to give you guys, like, for us, again, with AI, it's helped our writing immensely. It's helped our review process immensely with everything we're writing and cranking out. Doing RFPs, we're feeding it in, getting feedback. It's like another third party, and then the graphics. The graphics are what is really kind of a game changer. And if you're not leaning into it as a small firm, I think you're deleveraging yourself from something that is available to you. Like, you can afford a marketing firm for nothing. For like, what is Grok? $30 a month?
Yeah,
I think it's 30
yeah. Yep, yes it is.
$30 a month. 30. I'm not advocating for one over the other either. Too. I know Al's trying out Claude.
Yep, I have that one too.
We've tried, I think, almost every single one, and we're not satisfied with one over the other.
No,
I think it's a multiple pronged approach.
Yep.
Like today, Al and I were named to the top of the Colorado Power List for Colorado Biz for architects, and I'm putting together a press release because that's what I do. I put together the press releases. And ChatGPT did a horrible job putting together a press release, which normally does a really good job. Yep. And I go, you know what? Going to Grok. I go back and forth. I think you got to have 2 or 3.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's the way to go.
So that's all we got for you. Happy Friday. We will see you. I think we'll see you next week. I don't know. I might be fishing. I might actually be fishing. We'll see. It's May 1st. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay. See you next week.